Welcome, fight fans. Starting off, we've got Sean Rall taking on John Morgan. This is in the 135-pound weight division. We send it up to Jake Digman to bring out our first fighter.
The following contest is in the RFO bantamweight division, and it is brought to you by Red Fox Tavern. Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome Sean Rall.
Sean Rall, a veteran from Evolve Fight Team. We've been working on his strength and conditioning, John. What can you tell us about the improvements we can expect from Sean Rall?
Yeah, he's been training for 4 years. I talked to him backstage just before the show started, and I said, what's your plan? And he said, quote, hurry up and go pro. Last grappling tournament he was in was the American Grappling Tournament. He finished first. He got a gold medal. In high school, he played track and football. And I said, what's your strength? And he said, quote, well-rounded.
Another strength for Sean Rall is the competition he trains with on a daily basis. We're talking about guys like Rall Hodge, Devontae Smith, Izzy Williams, who we'll see later in the show, and of course Josh Rall are featured in our co-main event. And they say steel sharpens steel. That's exactly the case for Sean Rall.
Absolutely, and he's training under, as you can see on your screen right there, John Cook, excellent manager of the Evolved MMA team. He has done a great job. And let's not forget, even though you may say on the surface, oh, she's female, Jessica Zamchik is one tough cookie.
Nobody says they're female anymore in the world of mixed martial arts, John. We've got some of the biggest stars like Cyborg and Rousey who would probably knock anyone flat if they were to say that. But sticking with Sean Rall, I had a chance to talk to the aforementioned John Cook about the improvements in Rall since his last fight, and he said it's all on the ground. He's improved his jiu-jitsu, his wrestling, and of course the ground and pound, which if he gets a chance, he's got some thunder in those hands.
And his opponent, making his way down the aisle, please welcome John Morgan.
John Morgan from Bellefontaine, Ohio, comes in with a 2-4 record, and he'll be repping the Iron Tiger fight team. John, one significant point to bring up about the competition here between Morgan and Rall is Morgan's only 5'5", and Sean Rall's 5'8", as we see on the tail of the tape.
Absolutely, that's a huge advantage in the favor of Rall, in the sense that, if you're just trying to keep push kicks away, keep your opponent away with a push kick, a teep as they would call it in Muay Thai, inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, and just straight the jab. So John Morgan is going to have to close the distance on Sean Rall. Sean Rall can sit back and say, all right, you come to me. And he can pick his spots.
Morgan's he's going to want to find out just how much Rall has improved on the ground. Close the distance, get inside, take the reach advantage away, as you pointed out, and then put Rall on his back and test those jiu-jitsu skills and find out where is Sean Rall right now on the ground.
And absolutely, and Morgan, he comes in, he's won and lost by submission. So it tells me he likes the fight to get to the ground. So we're going to see what he wants to do, what is his strategy, and with that height advantage, my guess would be, let's get it to the ground.
John Morgan makes the walk. We send it back inside to Jake Digman.
The following contest is in the RFO bantamweight division, and it is brought to you by Red Fox Tavern. Introducing first in the blue corner, he fights out of Bedford, Ohio. He weighed in at 133 pounds, representing Evolve MMA with an MMA record, 3 wins, 5 losses. Please welcome Sean Rall. His opponent in the red corner, he fights out of Bellefontaine, Ohio. He weighed in at 135 pounds, representing Iron Tiger Fight Team with an MMA record, 2 wins, 4 losses. Please welcome John Morgan. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and the action begins. Your referee is Mr. Todd Augusta.
John Morgan in the black and white. Sean Rall wearing the lime green spandex trunks. Dr. Todd Augusta, third man in the cage. I'm Ryan Cavanaugh alongside the champ John Sturmack. We're getting things underway. It's a decade of revelation here at RFO. Morgan's got to be careful on those leg kicks. You got to get back and protect yourself.
I was going to say that's a little too laissez-faire for my taste.
Fair play by Sean Rall, throwing the leg kicks right back. See how I did that?
And both these guys right now looking just to feel each other out.
This is an amateur division. Head kicks are illegal. That one went a little high to the body, but when John Morgan leans down, and we talked about that height advantage for Sean Rall, he's got to be careful. Morgan, orthodox fighter. Sean Rall, southpaw. And that's what's going to be open for a southpaw is those body kicks, and you can already see the discoloration starting on the ribs of Morgan.
Yeah, that was a nice clean shot there by Rall.
Rall doing a nice job, footwork, keeping distance. Side kick. And that's one way you can keep that distance, and Morgan closes in, looks for a big right but misses.
And I think right now what you're seeing is that the height advantage, Morgan wants to close that distance and get this down, but Rall's looking for a guillotine choke.
John, is it to the advantage of Rall with that height on a standing guillotine?
Absolutely it is, because you can, but what he needed to do was put Morgan's head on his chest.
Big slam by Morgan, but he may have spiked his own head, and Rall hangs on to the potential front choke. Quickly takes the back of John Morgan, knees to the body from Rall.
And this is where the height advantage is going to come into play. He's going to be able to get those long legs inside, try to get both boots in, as they say, and get them on his back and start working that rear naked choke.
Morgan throws him off, and again, little laissez-faire attitude from Morgan. Instead of pouncing, he kind of struts away.
And I can appreciate the idea that he's trying to remain calm, but hey man, you got to go. It's an amateur event. You got 3-minute rounds. That is not a lot of time.
Nice two-piece by Morgan, connects with the right, but Rall's got his back. Drives him into the fence. Sean Rall all over John Morgan early in this fight. 2 minutes deep in round one. Morgan looking to work a possible triangle. It's got to be tough there, cramped up against the cage, to work any sort of submission from the bottom.
Looks like he's looking for an arm bar from here. He doesn't have the other leg high enough for a triangle, but he is looking for an arm bar. He's trying to use his foot off the cage and get them. There he goes. And now he's looking for that arm bar, but Rall has him stacked well.
Rall pulls the arm out, back to standing. Sean Rall, John Morgan, they touch gloves. And Coach John Cook did not like that. That's the head coach of Evolve. We're not here to be friends.
And there's the 10-second mark.
Left just misses from Rall. Little gamesmanship, showmanship from John Morgan. And we're through round number one. Action-packed, and John, to me, it looked like the early part of the round was all Sean Rall, but Morgan seemed to be gaining confidence as that round went on.
Yeah, and I'm pretty shocked with a 2-4 amateur record. Is calm. I don't even know if I want to say calm, cool, and collected as, dude, you're in a fight. Let's pick up the intensity. I mean, come on, man. I'm not saying stress yourself out and gas yourself out, but when you have your opportunities, you got to take them.
John, here's the standing guillotine by Morgan. Watch him spike his head as he slams Sean Rall down. Boom. And you see how deep the head is. Talk about compacting the vertebrae in the spine. I think John Morgan, self-inflicted, just did that.
Yeah, I agree. He should have tried to turn him over more and make sure that Rall took the brunt of the fall. Instead, he took the brunt of the fall.
This is, we talk about a decade of revelation, the RFO and the type of shows they put on for an opener. These are two highly skilled veterans going toe-to-toe.
Not the best record, but then again, these guys, they're not about the record. Amateurs are never about the record. Pros are about the record.
Absolutely. You mentioned Sean Rall and his interest in turning pro as quickly as possible. You get reset, you get a clean slate at 0-0.
Absolutely.
We're set for the second round of a 3-round amateur fight, 3 minutes in duration is each round. Sean Rall, lime green. Slap hands with John Morgan in the black and white. John Morgan switching stances, a little more gamesmanship.
Yeah, and Morgan's got his hands down. He's taunting him, almost doing an Anderson Silva-like performance in there. But at 2-4 as an amateur, man, put your hands up, chin down, and let's fight.
And right now, Rall has got to be wary as he throws a big right. And Raw's pouring it on. Right in front of us. Rall working for the front choke again, and Morgan takes him up to the second level. This time, wisely doesn't spike his head, and he falls right into that front choke.
And Morgan gets out of it, and here comes Rall looking to get his hooks in. And he does have the opportunity to put his left leg and get that in, but right now he's just standing up.
Good wrist control by Morgan. And it's Rall looking for an armbar. Does he have anything, John?
I don't think right now, no, nothing at all. But he does have a triangle opportunity.
Morgan seems to be sitting in it instead of trying to get out.
And Morgan's got a triangle choke opportunity, but I don't think he's got the technique right now. Although sometimes when you slam somebody, it only makes it tighter.
There's a lot of space there. Looks to be getting a little tighter. He's got the arm hooked. And there's a tap.
Yeah, there it is.
Sean Rall, second round submission over John Morgan. He had to work for it, and he got it.
And he did. And I'm not the UFC heavyweight champ, but I'll say, from my experience, John Morgan, man, you're a good competitor. I love the sportsmanship, but the laissez-faire attitude and your hands down. I'd love to go to the replay. It looked like he got clipped early on. Then he went for a takedown, and from there, it was all Sean Rall able to start working submissions.
There's the victorious Sean Rall, looking good. Looking real good. We talked about the improvements. The fighters show good sign of sportsmanship. And we send it back inside the cage to the one and only Jake Digman to make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Todd Augusta calls a stop to the action at 1 minute and 30 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by triangle choke submission, Sean Rall!
Let's hear it for these two. That was a great opening bout. Here with your winner, Sean Rall. You got to feel this canvas tonight. This is a hard cage, ain't it, man?
It's a nice cage. I like it. I like the cage. Thank you, RFO, for bringing me in. I had talked to Madden Scott. They made it happen.
You came out throwing body kicks. Is that part of your tempo? Get him to drop his hands, maybe set up a knockout, even though you finished him with the triangle?
It was just to slow him down, give him something to think about. And, the submission just came. That's just, I like jiu-jitsu, so it counts.
You've been training up in Medina at Evolve for a while now. How do you like it up there?
I love it up there. That's my team. That's my team for this whole career. So, hey, it's Evolve all day, baby.
Let's hear it for your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Rall. Great fight.